our plating center service. And out of full transparency, I got started on this and forgot to start recording. So I already got some work done, but I'll try to recap what I did. So anyways, go here, we find our set list. First thing to do is just to pull up this first song. And so when you go to your drive, for this particular situation, you want to check to make sure you have MainStage tracks for this, and we don't. So let's go ahead and create a new folder. You can also hit, Shift Command N, which I would usually do, but for the sake of this tutorial, I want to try to show as many of the steps. So open up the heavens. We go here to projects, logic, songs. Open up the heavens. And I have to admit that I actually already edited this song. So let me just show you what I had done, because I got started and then I forgot that I had done this. So luckily this file is actually on the backup drive, and so I can show you the difference here. So when I opened up the track, I noticed right away, once I started, I usually listen to the song and go back to the beginning and listen to it.
2 intro 2.
Now that sounded fine, but for some reason, this is Open Up the Heavens. Oh, this song is fine. It's the next song. Never mind. Okay, so this song is going to be fine. We're going to need to export all these tracks. We just play it, make sure everything sounds good. All the cues are in the right place. You'll notice here that every time you have a cue, a vocal cue, there should be some type of marker for each of those situations. And you just always want to double check and make sure everything looks good. Our volumes are the correct. 0 for the actual click, -3 for the accent, and -6. We want -6 for the cues. Great. Click on this to see the waveforms. Everything looks good. So we'll export to disk, and we'll fast forward from here. Oh, I should mention before we fast forward from here that when you first open up Logic Pro for the day or whatever, include volume pan automation isn't clicked. I got to figure out if that's something I could change in the settings, but otherwise you got to make sure that's on. Otherwise, all the volume edits that we do won't get transferred onto the file. And then from here on out, as long as we have Logic Pro open and we don't quit out of it, it'll remember this for every time we export. So I'm going to click Save, and we will export from here. And I will fast forward now. Okay, welcome back. So here we are. We're done with this song. And now we need to go to the next song and make sure that everything is good. Now, remember, as I said before, Oh Come to the Altar, I already got started on that song before I started recording videos. So I'm going to have to show you what I did to change this. So we go here and we look at Oh Come to the Altar in this format, and it already has the edits that I had made. So let me see if I have it on the old drive, maybe with the incorrect. This is all just a test, and we'll see what happens. Come to the Altar. G. All right, this is the old one. Synth. It was the issue with the pad. It didn't sound like. Okay, yeah. So that sound is not the sound we are looking for. So that's not our typical pad sound. Typical pad sound sounds like this, just so you know. something like this. All right, so that's the main difference there. So basically all I had done was I had created a brand new track, went here, created a new track, software instrument, and then this popped out, and then I chose user patches and pad. Maybe I'll make a separate tutorial on how I came up with this pad for us, but at this time I'm not going to worry about that. So we've got this. Close out of this one. All right, so save. I think we're good to go here on this. This is where I left off. So I just need to double check, make sure all the levels are right. 0, and I just click on this -3 and -6. So we're good here. If I click over here, oops, double click. Yeah, okay, good. The accent. The reason why it looks like this is because I have both of these channels, like I have all the channels chosen, so it looks at the MIDI weird. So if I just click on here, then I'll be able to see just the MIDI, just so you know. Make sure all the tracks have correct markers with them. So verse, bridge. Okay, everything looks good here. Great. So we need to make the end of this song, Open Up the Heavens, sync up with the other song. And this is, oh no. That's supposed to be -3, not 2.6. So I need to fix that. Okay, great. So now that's done. I'll just export this again. Same place, include volume, pan, automation, and then hit replace. Okay, so while that does that, we're looking at 140 beat per measure. I'm pretty sure. That's in 6/8, so we can open up MainStage while that's kind of doing its thing. And then File, Open Tracks. If you remember, you just hit Command D to duplicate and do that 2 more times. And then you can hit Command 7, or you can go to View and Show Workspace. You'll get this window. Sometimes it goes to here under Attributes and Patch Library, and you're like, I don't know where it is. So it's just Attributes. So this first song is Open Up the Heavens. Open Up the Heavens. And that is 99 beats per measure. Make this program number 1. The second one is Oh, Come to the Altar. And what did I say that was? 140? Let's check real quick. 140. And this is in 6/4, 6/8. For all you music nerds, you'd be like, it's technically 6/8, but I won't go into the reason why MainStage doesn't want to pick that up, even though I put. Anyways, I won't talk about it. So if you want to go into nerdism, we can have a conversation about that later. Music nerdism. And then the last song is just, while we're here, is Nothing But the Blood. So let's just go ahead and add that. Nothing But the Blood. And how many beats per measure is that? 78. And then we can always double check that before we get going. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now we'll hit save. Always save after any big changes. Great. So now we're back here to Come to the Altar. And like I said, we need to add a pad to this because there is no transition pad, that is. So I'll click here, and then I'll add a software instrument, hit create. This does need to go in the stack track, so I'll just drag it here. I'll move that back up so you can see it's part of the stack track there. And then making sure it's user pad, just like that one. So user pad. And then we'll go back to the beginning. I will go back to the other screen, go to the end of this song, turn this off, double click, should take me right here, yep. drag and highlight, hit Command C, that copies it, or you can copy like that. And then I go back over here, I can hit Command V, or you can just hit paste. So that is that, and we just need to make sure it matches the volume, make sure it's -3, and then we can bounce this in place. Bouncing in place just takes the MIDI audio that you'd normally hear and just bounces it, so we don't have to worry about this MIDI. And then I can just get rid of this. And remember, we want to drag it just a little bit. I might zoom in here. And this just makes the wavelength a little bit bigger so I can read it more. And then this zooms in and this makes this bigger. So remember I said find the low spot. There's a low spot in the audio. Drag that over. And then what's nice about this is the song ends in G and then starts in G. So how we fade these together can be relatively easy. So this needs to be at -3 to start off with, remember, because all of our tracks start at -3. But then we can find a point here and then just have it fade into each other. Let me see how that sounds.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I think I want it to go a little bit longer. Have that official fade go about like right here. Let's hear this. What I want to do is just solo this so I can hear just that. Sounds good enough to me. Save, and then go over here into our drive, and as we look for "Oh Come to the Altar" on our MainStage files, let's see if we have it. We've done it before. Come to the Altar in G. Okay, so we have a Come to the Altar in G, but not in G to G. So this is fine, but let's create another folder so that we know it's going from the key of G to G. When it just has one letter, that means it's probably the first song. I just want to listen to this just to make sure the synth. Yep. So when we have this already in the key of G, we haven't edited any of the other tracks, so we can assume, I always double check, but you can assume that these tracks match what's on here, so we don't have to re-export all these. All we need to do is really re-export just this new synth pad track. And so if I go here, export, what I'm going to want to do is remember that new folder I created, "Oh Come to the Altar G to G," and I'm just going to do it there. See, like I said, the include volume pan automation is selected, and when I click save, it'll just have it on its own folder. Now, I'm trying to work smarter, not necessarily harder. So when I go back to MainStage, and when I'm going to be importing songs over into MainStage, and for the future, this is really helpful too. You can take all the tracks except for track 23 from here, because these have the right tracks. But then when I want to import 23, oh no, I didn't check it. I exported it wrong. Okay, so this is a good thing, teaching lesson. If you don't double check, you can actually import all the tracks as individuals. And, oh, someone's at the door. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So as you can see, that was not right. So I got to go back here. And this time when I click export, see it said 7 tracks to be bounced. I do not know why I did that. So it's because I had them all selected like this. If I just select this, it should, yep, okay, great. So I'm going to want to go back over here, get that out of there, and then click save and export. Okay, So while that's doing that, let's go back over to MainStage and begin importing some of the files we already had finished. Here's Open Up the Heavens, channel strip. I'm going to hit Command 7 to get rid of that window. And here you go. Clicking cues. $18, $19, $20. I'll fast forward through this since the last video I did already talks about this. Okay, welcome back. And we are going to double check we got everything in there. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 4. So we're going to save this. Command S or File S. File save, not File S. Great. We'll go back over here. And we have, come to the altar. So we can go ahead and open this up. Remember, we can import all these except for channel 23. So I'll start with our channel 23. Let's go over here. Make sure we click on come to the altar. Import channel 23 into channel 23. And then what we'll do is we'll go back here to this file. And then one by one, I'll add everything except for channel 23. And to save you time, since you've seen this before, I'm going to just fast forward from here. Okay, that was that. So we'll hit save. Now, after I hit save, I'm going to consolidate all the files, because remember how MainStage works. It references this file. So to play it in here, it wants to pull the original file, which I drug it from the external hard drive. Well, we don't want that because the external hard drive is not going to be used during our gathering. We're going to want it to be located within the file. So the way we do that is we just go to File and Consolidate. And sometimes MainStage likes to crash after we do this. That's why we save before we do it, and then we save after we do it. Okay, so it's good. Click Save, and we can kind of test this out.
1, 2.
Let's go to the end.
Intro. 2, 3, 4. End. 2, 3, 4. Next song. 1, 2.
Good. So that works. And we're going to work on the last song, Nothing But the Blood. So we'll come here. We can close out Come to the Altar because we're done with this song. But let's open up Nothing But the Blood. Project, Logic, Songs, Nothing But the Blood. And he does it in the key of our worship leader, G. No, is that right? Can't be right. Yeah, it's not right. There you go. D. Then Open Up the Heavens is in the key of D. Oh, Open Up the Heavens in the key of D? That means I made a mistake, so we need to go back over here. MainStage Songs. Open Up the Heavens. D, and then we go to Come to the Altar. There is a D to G here. I'm just going to go ahead and delete the stuff that's in it. And take what was in here and put it in there. We'll get rid of this file folder. Great. Now we're good to go. Nothing But the Blood. Let's work on this now. So back over here. Go to our drive, project, logic, songs. Nothing But the Blood. We're in the key of, what did I say? D, right? Let me just check. Key of D. So we're back in the key of D. And we've got this, drag this over here. We need to pull the pad, the ending pad off of this song. Take this off of here, which is, I'll make this a little smaller so I can see everything again. Okay, go back in here. I don't know why. So select this, copy, hit Apple C. We'll go back in here and go to the pad track. And then we have synth stuff from last time. We can get rid of that. Erase. Deleted. What I'll do is create a new track here. And it's user patch pad. Go back to the beginning. Control V. Great. All right, so we have this really long one here. So what we have to do is we have to move it in. I'm just going to delete. Looks like that's not needed, so I'll just delete that. Bring this in together. And then shorten this up here. And then drag this all here. And then we have to make sure this is -3. Our new volume levels. Bounce in place. Now, I do notice that this is not at the new volume level. See here? So we're actually going to go ahead and looks like I made some edits in here. I'm not sure what I did. So what I will do is I will just go -3 from here. And then get rid of this. You don't need it. And then remember, we'll go in here. So we're now here, and we're going to find that low spot. And I think I see. I'm going to drag it from this window so I can see things better. And here's a good spot right there. Right there. Okay. And then I will drag it over here. And then there should be some type of fade in, fade out type of thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to click here, fade out there, just taking a guess.
1, 2, intro, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so I need to go more here.
Intro, 2, 3, 4.
Alright, so I need this to not be so.
3, 4.
I want it to sound as if though a new pad came in. So let's see. Try this.
Intro, 2, 3, 4.
I want it more connected. That sounds pretty good. Bring this down to -3 so it doesn't seem so loud. Good. There you go. So we have that, and okay. So this is one of the tracks that I played basically all the instruments on because they didn't have tracks. I need to double check something because I think I might have the lead electric guitar too loud.
Intro, 2, 3.
So I just need to make sure. Let me see. The last song we had. Let's do Open Up the Heavens and find out what that volume level was for lead electric guitar there. So one of the things I'll do is I'll just open up this because you can see the volume a little bit better here. And let's just go to the beginning of this song. The song starts with electric anyways. Okay, great. Another way to do this, by the way, is you can kind of use this utility. Is it not the utility gain? What is it? Metering. Level meter. You can use a level meter here, and you can go. So peak is negative 14.6. Let's go back over into this song, Nothing But the Blood. And what we'll do is I will use that same plug-in metering level meter stereo just to see how loud this electric guitar. We want it to match. Makes it easier for the guys who are on the board. Okay, so we're not very loud. We can go up just a little bit. So the peak on that was what? 26. So if we bring it up. Let's say it again. That looks good. Great. Okay. And then I just want to double check that the electric guitar is. So move this leveling meter from where we are here. And then I'll be able just to check out where we're at. I kind of want to go back. This seems so much louder.
4.
Why does it sound so much louder? Oh, I'm bussing out of here. Okay. So little issue. Let's go back here, level meter. I'm going to put it on the main out so I can get the real volume. That wasn't accurate. Here we go. Do it again. There you go. That was a problem. Okay. Let's do the same here. Okay, that one is still 14.6. So we've got to match that to this. So that's okay. Let's hear just the rhythm. So the rhythm is negative 6.4. Let's find out what the rhythm electric is on this song. So between 20 and negative 16. So if we can keep the other song, Nothing But the Blood, around there. Let's see how that goes. Let's go to the chorus. All right, that's good. Okay, so we've got the pad, organ. Oh, my organ playing probably sounds atrocious. Let's go back to this song. I think this song has organ, luckily for us. So let's figure out what this sounds like. The volume. 20, 19. How about at the end here? Okay, 19.7. All right, here is my organ playing. Organ. I think here's where it gets the loudest. So we need to move this down. Let's go back to where it's the loudest, which is about right here. Still too loud. Okay. So hit save, and we'll export these. Oh, let's make sure the level's right. -3, 6. Oh, this one needs to be -3. There you go. All right. So we'll go over here and go to our drive, main stage, Nothing But the Blood. So we're going from G to D, and this is all going to change because we changed everything. So I'm just going to delete all that and then re-export it. So we'll find this again. Main stage songs, Nothing But the Blood. And we will export it. I'll fast forward. Okay, so I made a mistake. As you can see, the pad was not in there, so I had to move it back in there. And was not underneath the stack track. So I'm redoing it just so it's in there. I don't know if you saw that. But I noticed it when I collapsed the pad track and it said 23, and then I still saw another 23. And I knew that it wasn't in there, so I made a mistake. So hopefully you're learning a lot from my mistakes. Because basically it was like this. So it was like that, right? And then I close this, and I said, oh, what is this pad still doing here? So anyways, that's why I had to redo that. All right, and then export organ track. And then we should be good to go. So let's begin going here to Nothing But the Blood. We can begin importing these tracks. So click in cues, 17, 19, 20, 23, 24. All All right, so let's see how this sounds.
1, 2, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, intro, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, that sounds okay.
1, 2, intro, 2, 3, 4.
All right. Good. So file, save. File, consolidate. And then I'll just quit out all this and hit save. And we are good to go. That is this week's tracks. Hope you had fun.